Chapter 2. The Power of the Double Check. A check may be parried either by moving the king, by capturing the checking piece, or by interposing something between the king and the checking piece, provided the latter is not a knight. A double check, on the other hand, can only be parried by moving the king. Both pieces giving the double check may be en prise without decreasing the force of attack. May be sitting ducks without decreasing the force of attack. All players know that the consequences of a double check may often prove fatal, and for this reason they must be careful to avoid them. What is less known is the fact that the double check, by compelling the king to move, may draw it into a mating net. This may often occur at the very beginning of the game. Our first game is an elementary but typical example of how the king is mated in its initial square in the early part of the game. Game number 18, King's Gambit. About 1859, Meek versus Anonymous. Pawn, King 4, Pawn, King 4, Pawn, King, Bishop 4, Pawn takes Pawn, Knight, King, Bishop 3, Pawn, Queen 4. A typical counterattack. Knight, Bishop 3, Pawn takes Pawn, Knight takes Pawn, Queen, Bishop, Knight 5, Queen, King 2, threatening a double check. Pawn takes Knight. Better would have been, Bishop takes Knight. Better would have been Bishop to King 2. Knight to B6, double check, and mate. Now, notice how both mating pieces are sitting ducks. Of course, it needed a tremendous blunder for such a mate to take place. In practice, it seldom happens, the double check being used mainly as a threat. We shall now give an opening variation of the Giuoco piano, showing one of the ways a double check may be used.